Arsenal are back on the training pitch as they prepare for Wednesday night's Carabao Cup tie against Port Vale. With injuries piling up, Mikel Arteta is expected to rotate heavily and give valuable minutes to his squad players. Summer signings Piero Hincapié and Mosquera were both spotted working closely with the group, while Kepa Arrizabalaga sharpened up in goal with intense shot-stopping drills. 15-year-old Max Dowman, fresh off becoming the club's youngest ever goalscorer in Premier League 2, trained with the first team and is expected to feature from the start. The forward looked sharp in finishing drills, eager to make another statement. Myles Lewis-Skelly trained at full intensity and looked set for a big role midweek, and Gabriel Martinelli also featured, pushing hard to maintain his sharpness after coming off the bench to rescue Arsenal against Manchester City at the weekend. The mood in training was competitive but positive, with Arteta demanding focus ahead of what could be a tricky test away from home. Arsenal fans can expect to see a youthful, energetic lineup as the Gunners look to keep their Carabao Cup journey alive.
Gerd Miller Trophy winner 2025. It feels amazing. What an honor.
Viktor Gyökeres has officially been crowned the winner of the 2025 Gerd Muller Trophy, awarded to Europe's top male goal scorer. The Swedish striker enjoyed a record-breaking 2024-25 season, hitting the net 42 times across all competitions, 39 goals with Sporting Camp in the Primera Liga, and 3 more after his summer move to Arsenal. That tally put him ahead of global stars like Kylian Mbappé and Erling Haaland, underlining his status as one of Europe's deadliest finishers. Gyökeres' campaign was full of jaw-dropping moments, from scoring 4 goals in a single match against Boavista to a Champions League hat-trick against Manchester City. He also picked up the Primera Liga Player of the Year, a second consecutive Golden Boot, and became Sporting's second-highest all-time foreign goal scorer. Since joining Arsenal, Gyökeres has carried that form straight into the Premier League, instantly boosting Mikel Arteta's attacking options and adding another layer of firepower to the Gunners' growing project. The Ballon d'Or Gala also celebrated women's football, with Arsenal women lifting the UEFA Women's Champions League in a historic campaign.
You got him every time, Nonny.
Yeah, good afternoon. It will be worrying, certainly in the fact, as you mentioned, he's had such a strong impact since joining the club. Positive form for both club and country too. He's come in at a time when Arsenal needed somebody on that right-hand side with the injury that Bukayo Saka suffered this year, and his impact has been there for everybody to see. He's been in startling form right now. That will be a big concern if reports are true that he's going to miss the next couple of months. We will get confirmation of that from Mikel Arteta when we speak to him in the next hour. But what will also concern Mikel Arteta is the broader picture in terms of injuries. Why that there's been an injury every single game of the Premier League season so far this year. It was Kai Havertz against Man United. It was Saka and Ødegaard against Leeds. Saliba against Liverpool. Then it was Ødegaard again on his shoulder against Forest before Madueke against Manchester City. And this comes after last season, when a sheer volume of injuries really took the toll on an Arsenal squad that perhaps didn't have the depth that it's got this season. Now, the depth is certainly going to be tested. The work in the transfer market in the summer is already coming to fruition and being positive, because they need that depth because of the amount of players already currently out injured. But what I would say, on that right-hand side of the forward line for Arsenal, it's probably the place in that whole Arsenal squad where you say they've got plenty of cover there. You've got Bukayo Saka coming back from injury. You've got Ethan Nwaneri. You've got young Max Dowman, the 15-year-old sensation who's already made 2 substitute appearances in the Premier League so far. So Arteta has got options in that position. But if they're continually losing players match on match, then that depth and that squad depth is going to be tested to the maximum. But look, the Carabao Cup against Port Vale tomorrow to look forward to. Mikel Arteta's got an opportunity to play some players that perhaps need the game time. Give a debut to the likes of Kepa Arrizabalaga. Give a first start to Christian Norgard perhaps in midfield. Ben White returning from injury as well. Myles Lewis-Skelly hasn't played much football recently too. Ethan Nwaneri, another opportunity to play. So look, these Carabao Cup games do give and provide opportunities to managers to rotate the squad, rest the players, but Arsenal need their squad, all the squad at the moment, it feels like, up to speed, because the injury crisis is certainly deepening match by match.
Arsenal have been dealt a huge setback. Summer signing Noni Madueke is expected to miss up to 2 months after picking up a knee injury in the 1-1 draw with Manchester City. The England international was forced off at halftime, with Mikel Arteta later confirming Madueke had an issue very early in the match and wasn't well enough to continue. Scans on Monday revealed the problem is serious enough to keep him out until late November. This adds to Arsenal's growing injury crisis. Kai Havertz is still recovering from knee surgery. Captain Martin Odegaard missed the City game with a shoulder problem, and Bukayo Saka only just returned from a hamstring injury. Madueke had been in strong form since his £48.5 million summer move from Chelsea. Arteta is expected to confirm his absence during Tuesday's press conference ahead of the Carabao Cup clash with Port Vale. But for now, Arsenal fans will be worrying about how to cope without another key attacker.
City had on that pitch today Doku, Reinders, Haaland, Bernardo Silva and Foden. And they defended for their lives for 60 minutes, that five. Now, they are five attacking players. So, actually, City had more attacking players on the pitch than Arsenal when it comes to the sort of starting 11. They had more attacking players on the pitch. That's not right. That's not right. But Pep Guardiola trusted his attacking players to go out and do a defensive job for him. And they did. So, yeah, it's a question that's not going to go away from Mikel Arteta. He might not like it. He might think we all don't know what we're talking about. But I think I've seen this for 3-4 years, and I think I've seen this for the last 25-30 years in terms of what teams win the league. And there's the odd one that breaks the mould, that's a little bit more pragmatic, that plays on the counter. The odd one, but generally, the teams that go and win the league really have a sparkle up front, and they have many options off the bench, and they've got an approach that is exciting and risk-taking. And I'm not sure I'm seeing that. And I got them for the title, by the way. So this is coming from someone who thinks that this team can win the title, but do they? And do they know how to?
I give an incredible, powerful and credit to the opponent. So Arsenal, most of the games, is able to do that to the other opponent. So, and always, I want to learn to celebrate when we draw in the way we draw a game away against Arsenal, like at the semi-final Champions League, big contender in the last seasons, and I want to celebrate that point, and the players have done.
Gary Neville has launched a stinging criticism of Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, accusing the Gunners of playing basic football despite salvaging a dramatic draw against Manchester City. Gabriel Martinelli's late lob rescued a point after Erling Haaland's opener, but Neville wasn't impressed. Speaking on Sky Sports, the former Manchester United defender questioned whether Arteta is the right man to finally end Arsenal's title drought. Neville argued that Arsenal's first-half performance was far too cautious, saying, "You can't wait to win a league. Winning the league is going to need that edge, that spark, and goals scored. You've got to create chance after chance." While Arsenal did grow into the game after the break, Neville's comments reflect growing doubts in some quarters. After 5 matches, the Gunners sit 5 points behind leaders Liverpool, and critics like Neville believe Arteta's tactical approach might not be bold enough to go all the way.